For decades, China was known as the world's factory. So why are global tech giants and manufacturing powerhouses pouring billions into one Southeast Asian country, Vietnam? The answer isn't simply cheap labor. It's the convergence of geography, trade, and geopolitics driven by something far more fundamental: supply chain networks. Look at a map of global manufacturing. Northern Vietnam's industrial hubs sit directly adjacent to southern China's supplier ecosystem, making cross-border logistics relatively fast and efficient. Electronic components, mechanical parts, display modules, and intermediate goods flow across the border daily. Vietnam didn't have to build a complex industrial ecosystem from scratch, because the world's largest manufacturing machine was already right next door. Proximity to suppliers gave Vietnam its starting point. Its young workforce provided the engine cheap enough to stay competitive and skilled enough for modern assembly lines. Then came the second layer: market access. Through a dense network of major trade agreements, products meeting rules of origin can reach key markets across Europe and Asia with substantial tariff reductions. With those foundations in place, global trade provided the ultimate catalyst. Faced with supply chain disruptions and geopolitical friction, multinational corporations realized the vulnerability of relying on a single origin. Companies weren't necessarily fleeing China, they were hedging risk. Enter China plus one. And Vietnam emerged as one of the biggest beneficiaries of that shift, allowing global firms to diversify final assembly while keeping core upstream components flowing smoothly. But the story doesn't end here. Can Vietnam's power grid and infrastructure keep pace with rapid expansion? Can it cultivate domestic suppliers to reduce heavy reliance on imported parts? And what happens when Vietnamese wages inevitably rise? Vietnam's primary test is no longer just attracting factories, it's building everything needed to sustain them. Vietnam isn't replacing the world's factory. It's becoming one of the most vital pieces of the new one.